Alright guys, so after my crazy summons on the LR featured banners that have been up on JP recently, I figured it was time to hop back into Super Battle Road and take down some of these straggler stages that I have not yet completed. Now obviously, I did finish Extreme STR a few weeks ago after rainbowing my Janemba and finding a friend Rainbow Broly. I was able to take it down. So what I'm going to try to do here is we're actually using a double Bojack leader. Now, okay, there's a lot to explain about with the team I'm using, the strategy I'll be using, but as you guys are going to see as we're going through the stages, this did work tremendously well. And obviously, you guys on Global won't be able to emulate this quite yet, because LR Bojack is not on Global, as well as Zamasu, the INT Zamasu, and Angel Golden Frieza, a few units that I am using to actually take this stage down. Now, Bojack, right? So Bojack gives 4 ki as part of his leader skill to extreme INT types, and he also gives 100% to all stats. So to get an extra ki, I am sacrificing 20% stats across the board for HP, attack, and defense. Now, if you guys notice there, when Bojack gets his 18 ki super, he actually does give an attack buff to extreme type allies after that, so the second Bojack will be able to hit harder. Now, okay, we did get the stun on Krillin. Now, I guess I'll talk about Turles here. I decided to bring Turles. Turles actually does link pretty well with LR Bojack. I believe eventually we will settle into using Turles as part of a rotation with one of the LR Bojacks. His 50% chance to stun is very, very helpful, as is his passive, which will give 3 ki and 20% attack to all allies if your HP is above 50%, which is a reasonable restriction to have. I will add also that all of the units on the team are actually SA10. Here's Zamasu, right? Now, Zamasu is an interesting unit for this because Zamasu reduces damage by 40%, so he's going to take a lot less damage than other units will, and he also will heal 7% HP on super attack, so he'll be giving us healing as well as actually being able to tank quite a bit. Now, rotations like this are a dream. Bojack, the lower your health gets, the higher his defense gets. So right now, around 50% health, we are not going to take a lot of damage from these fuckers. So still, like, there is no... I have no concern right here, and there's no reason for me to have to use an item. Also, notice with the double LR Bojack lead, as well as Turles on rotation, Kid Buu only actually needed 1 ki to super. So here's the super attack, 81,000. That is a powerful blow, but you guys will know that in Super Battle Road, oftentimes you'll get supered for 140,000. So LR Bojack took 80,000. So when people say something like, defense does not matter on Super Battle Road, that's not all the way accurate. It's not as important as it is in like normal stages, but a unit like LR Bojack or, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Physical Final Form Cooler, they will take significantly less damage from super attacks just because of their high defense. Now, also, my Kid Buu, I did 100% my Kid Buu. Ooh, we got the stun on Yamcha. So, Turles really showing his worth here, just consistently stunning left and right. Now, I remember this. This is interesting. I was pretty confident that I could take Tien down. If I can take Tien down, obviously I won't need to heal or use any items. Because, again, Bojack, his... the lower your health is, the higher his defense is. So now, if Bojack got supered, he might really only take like 50,000 or 40,000 from a super attack from Tien. I did gamble a little bit here because if Frieza would have gotten super attack there, that would have likely been an L, but, you know, it did turn out for the best. Alright, so, again, I get the feeling I gamble right here. Take out Tien and then hope that one of these two, either Turles or Scouter Vegeta, will actually be able to stun Yamcha, because both of them have a chance to stun. Turles has the 50% chance to stun, whereas I think Vegeta, oh, the dodge, there we go, where Vegeta just has your average 20 to 25% chance stun. I don't think Turles and Vegeta will be strong enough to actually take them out. Obviously, while we're here talking about Vegeta, yep, we did get the stun off, probably Turles. Vegeta is the 40%, okay, so good, perfect. I could have Boo super attack first here, do I? Do I have Boo super attack? No, I don't! Okay, because I wanted to keep Angel, Gold, and Frieza with this Bojack, that's why. But I was going to say, like, you know, Boo with his healing would have been nice there, but I see the strategy I was doing. Also, notice how low LR Bojack's attack stat was right there. That's because basically all of his attack was pooled into his defense at that point. So, Scouter Vegeta. He is the 40% support type for extreme INT units. I would say, like, moving forward in ridiculously tough stages like this, the 40% support units are probably the only ones you would need, because they're just generally not as strong as other units. But that 40% buff is so high to some units like LR Bojack that it is absolutely essential. So, combine his 40% buff. He has a relatively good link set. You know, he has links like Big Bad Bosses and such. And then also the fact that he's able to stun makes him an ideal candidate for Super Battle Road. Stunning is actually something that is wildly important here. It is obviously a bit RNG, but, you know, that's the nature of this mode. It's so difficult that, like, you know, you need to have dupes and powerful units. You need to have, you know, the ability to stun so you can have free turns. Those are things that, you know, you just have to have. Like, you can't go, wow, you only beat Super Battle because you're a whale. It's like, well, yeah, that's the point. They want you to be whaled out. You know, you need to have tons of rainbow units to beat Super Battle. I mean, you don't need to. Like, a lot of types do have, like, cheat code units that I refer to them as. Like Tech, for example, you know, there's Tech Jacko, the Tech Bulma, Tech Kid Gohan riding Icarus. Units like that are incredibly valuable in this mode. Okay, so we got the additional super. Let the dupe system RNG come in clutch, my boy, and do amazing damage to Gohan. Now, you guys will notice too, most of the time when I'm going through Super Battle Road, I always say to attack the opponent on the far right first, because, ooh, look at that. Zamasu only taking 37,000. Obviously, we did have Princess Snake active as well, but most of the time, I will attack the opponent all the way on the right first, because they're usually the weakest. But I know that in the extreme stages, that's not always the case. Sometimes the stronger opponent is on the right, so I wasn't too sure here which one was stronger between Gohan and Goku. Actually, it looks like it's hard to tell looking at just the turns as well, because usually the stronger opponent will attack way more times, but that's why I just focused on Gohan. I figured, let me get him out of here and let's move on to the next stage. Because, like, another one I know for sure is in the first stage you could fight Mr. Satan, Videl, and Fat Majin Buu, and Fat Majin Buu all the way on the right is the strongest opponent. Whereas usually in the, you know, when you're going through the super stages, the strongest opponents are always all the way on the left. All right, look, there we go. Boom. This is what really helps a winning run. We got a stun on Super Saiyan Goku. The Scouter Vegeta came in clutch. And as you guys can see, like, the additional 2 ki we got from having the double Bojack lead has really, really helped out, I think, a lot more than the extra 40% stats would have. Because obviously, you know, my LR Bojack is rainbowed, so the amount of damage he'll be able to put out is stupid. He'll be able to get additionals. He'll be able to get dodges. So, like, I was very confident that, like, he would be able to tank and do crazy damage for me without the additional stats. Obviously, my Kid Buu is rainbowed, so I knew that as long as I could get his super attack, he would be able to do around 1 million damage. Right there, he did 850,000. And then with the Kid Buu and the Zamasu healing, as well as getting any purple orbs. Like, when Bojack gets a ton of purple orbs, he's going to recover a ton of health. So that will make, like, just healing, like, constant passive healing happening throughout the stage, made it quite easy to kind of go through here. Now, the other thing I do want to start talking about is my boy Bojack, right? Well, actually, I have talked about Bojack a lot, so I guess I'll talk about Angel Golden Frieza instead. I don't know. I said Bojack. Let's talk about Bojack. The one problem with Bojack, really, like all Extreme Int top tier units, is links. None of the 3 top tier Extreme Int units really link that well. Obviously, we have LR Bojack, Angel Golden Frieza, and Int Kid Buu. All 3 of them, like, in terms of meshing together, it just doesn't really work out that well because they don't share a ton of common links. Like, Bojack mainly has all of his shitty Bojack links. All right, this was a shame right here. I was not able to prevent myself from getting a Dokkan attack in this stage, but at the same time, I wasn't overly worried because I've only used 1 item at this point, and obviously after a Dokkan attack with my Rainbow LR Bojack, we're going to be walking into the 3rd fight with, you know, full health. So I was pretty confident in the ability to kind of get through the rest of Super Battle Road here because these Bojacks are just too powerful. Now, in terms of the friend Bojack I'm using too, the friend Bojack is not rainbowed. My boy PS360 HD2, he actually does have a rainbow Bojack as well that I could have used if I was not able to beat it here. I do believe the friend Bojack has at least 1 dupe in him, though. Yeah, and here I was checking, and I was stunned. I was blown away that I had only used 1 item, because I believe this was my 2nd attempt on Extreme Int. Before, I was using a double Kid Buu leader, and I think I died in the 2nd stage. I just got a little unlucky. But here, in this run, with the double Bojack leader, I just absolutely blew it away. I was absolutely, like, stunned. So this is probably the most annoying stage I've run into in the extreme section of Super Battle Road. This Super Vegeta and Super Trunks. These fuckers both have a ridiculous amount of HP and, like, a ridiculous amount of attack power. And they hit non-stop across the board. It seems like they're almost both equal in terms of their strength. So this part of the stage always does agitate me. All right, yeah. They did 37,000 to LR Bojack with a Whis active. That's a significant amount of damage. Now, we can also talk about Angel Golden Frieza here, right? I did actually want to discuss him a little bit because he will be coming out to Global very soon. You're not going to be able to beat Super Saiyan 3 Goku's Extreme Z Awakening without either Devilman or Angel Golden Frieza. It's just not going to happen. Like, people think, well, oh, you know, I'm pretty confident in my teams, but it's like they've designed these new stages and these new modes in ways where you can't just, like, be like, I'm bringing Super STR and we're going to crit our way through, and it just doesn't work like that because Super Saiyan 3 Goku will hit you for 3 million damage and you die instantly. Like, so Angel Golden Frieza is definitely going to be coming out to Global when the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Extreme Z Awakening comes out. It has to. So we could talk about him a little bit more. Obviously, like, there's something special about his super attack or anything. He only greatly lowers his defense. But his passive skill, he gets 150% to his attack, and he gets 50% defense. So that'll be kind of useful here. Obviously, if you have dupes for Angel Golden Frieza, that will help out tremendously. And then at the start of turn, super type allies and enemies get their attack lowered by 15%. So Angel Golden Frieza just being on the field is lowering the attack of the enemies here. So that does make him incredibly useful in this mode. Now, there we go. That is a rough turn right there. Double super attacks, but thankfully they were all aimed basically at the start at Bojack. As long as, basically, like, going through a run like this, as long as I was able to keep most of the damage just, like, you know, geared towards Bojack, I was pretty confident. Because he is able to defend at a tremendous rate. I don't have any dupes for my Angel Golden Frieza. If I did, he would be performing a lot better here, and he would also be able to tank. All right, so we got the stun, by the way, from Scouter Vegeta. Very, very clutch. We don't have the passive of Turles active, but we could potentially start chaining stuns now. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that my boy Turles will go ahead and actually get a stun right here. And then we'll be able to get a super attack with Kid Buu, and we'll be able to heal up a good amount of health. So, like, it was like right at this moment where I was like 100% sure, like, oh yeah, this is in the bag, baby, because these stuns have been coming like at a very rapid rate. Turles in particular, like on a lot of big time stages nowadays, obviously stun and seal do not work, but like on Super Battle Road, stunning and sealing is definitely a very, very important factor into it. And I don't think Trunks got stunned. He did not get stunned. But it doesn't matter because Trunks will not be able to kill Bojack. Again, pretty good RNG right there that Trunks is only attacking the first slot. That'll make it incredibly easy. I don't have to waste healing items, nothing like that. Obviously, Bojack's defense is tremendously high because our health is low. And so we just keep moving forward and forward and forward. Like Bojack, this video right here is a perfect indication of why anyone saying LR Bojack is underwhelming or is bad or anything like that is just completely false. Like, we're here at the final fight on Super Battle Road. We've used 2 items. Basically because of LR Bojack. He absolutely demolishes. Now, obviously here, this is a pretty bad situation. This is death right here. When you get rotations like this, where the enemies are spreading all their fucking attacks throughout the whole field, now is the time for defensive items to be put to use. So we're going to obviously hope for some stuns. And we're probably going to use a Ghost Sushi. I was going to say, better not to risk Turles and Vegeta get hit at all, because defense is not their forte. My Turles in particular, I do actually have all dupe paths open for Turles. But I have not put any orbs in him. Usually what I'll do for any UR unit is I'll give them 1% in the dupe system. That's just a little thing I do. I just give every unit 1%. Just give them like the first 4 orbs. But that's as far as Turles. Wow, look at Bojack, bro! But that's as far as Turles has actually gotten in the dupe system. I didn't give him crits. I don't even think he has his dodge. Nothing like that. Obviously, even just giving Turles the 5 dodge probably would be handy. I noticed that both Vegeta and Goku are stunned. So, needless to say, this has been a run of dreams with the stuns. This is why, like, Extreme Tech is probably the most difficult of all of the Super Battle Road runs, because they don't really have a lot of very good cheat code units. Again, you know, I've talked about it many times, these cheat code units, right? But they also only have, I think, the one stunning unit is the World Tournament Turles. I don't have him. So in my Extreme Tech runs, I won't have the ability to, like, chain these stuns like I did here. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe, like, I can't think of another Extreme Tech stunner. There has to be more than one, though. I haven't looked at the waifu Android 18 in a while. She may be a stunner. I know she does something that's quite useful for Super Battle Road. Alright, so Bojack here. We'll go ahead and use him to get rid of the Goku. We'll just start doing damage to them. We'll have Angel Golden Frieza attack Piccolo right here, because I didn't want to put all of Bojack's damage on Piccolo since he had such low health. So I figured, like, why not have him, you know, begin working on one of the 2 strong opponents, and Kid Buu got an additional right there. An additional super would have been incredibly useful, because obviously Kid Buu heals every time he supers, so additionals would be very handy for a mode like Super Battle Road. But obviously, I still am a big fan of crits, because you get that crit and the damage just starts flowing ridiculously well. Again, I don't really see any need to use an item here, but I did go ahead and use a Whis just because, like, there's no reason to try and look cool and style on it by not using items at the end here. That's a recipe for disaster. I probably will try and do a no item Super Battle Road run at some point in the future. Probably with super physical. I'm thinking that would be best for. I think a no item Super Battle Road 1 is very, very possible. I've seen a lot of people do it, and definitely with the 2 LRs, the transforming LRs, if you get like their transformation off, like just that full heal reset, very, very helpful. So I did get bad luck right there in that the one super attack was aimed at Turles, but still at this point the fight is basically done. Bojack carried the dreams and hopes. At this point, have I talked about every unit on the team? Yeah, because Zamasu obviously has the healing and the tanking. Angel Golden Frieza has the damage as well as the passive attack lowering. Vegeta, 40% support as well as a stunner. You know, Bojack is just a fucking wrecking ball going through the stage. In terms of other units you could probably use on Extreme in Super Battle Road as well, Buhan is a good unit, I would say, because he will be able to heal quite a lot by getting a ton of orbs. But my Buhan, likewise, I have not given any orbs to. He's only 1% in the dupe system right now. Whereas, like, you know, I know a lot of, like, global players, obviously, like, if they had gotten Buhan dupes before now, they would have given him tons of orbs because he was so good up until this point. But I basically, once I started playing JP, Buhan was already kind of not as important. So I just didn't really worry about actually giving him his crits, additionals, dodge, anything like that. And because I value getting rainbow units, I don't really go too crazy in spreading out like crits, additionals, and stuff to a lot of people. Again, I've said it before. Oh, there it is. Bojack showing out. For free-to-play players, I probably would recommend just going, like, you know, not rainbowing every unit, but instead going, like, halfway through the dupe system, getting the important nodes, like crits, additionals, dodge, whatever you want to, rather than getting a lot of the kind of pointless abilities that you have to get in order to rainbow units. But obviously it is very exciting to see that rainbow star. Obviously this is my first run on the Extreme Int stage, so when I record it, I always do like to make sure to pick up, like me picking up the treasure out of the Baba shop. And then what I've actually been using with the treasures recently, I've been picking up STR Elder Grand Kais. I guess I don't need to call them Elder. I've been picking up the STR Grand Kais because LR Vegito Blue will be releasing at some point, and I will use those 10 Grand Kais to get him from SA 10 to SA 20. There does come an extra LR Vegito Blue copy in the Baba shop, but there's not enough medals to actually get both to SA 10 to feed him in that way, so you're going to have to use Elder Kais in order to do it. So let's just pick up the Grand Elder Kais, and I'll catch you guys next time. There are a couple more wins for Super Battle Road coming up very soon. Thank y'all for watching, and later.